Hi guys, I'm Karina.
I'm Jennifer.
And I'm the one and only Eric.
And welcome back to the L.A.T.E podcast. The law according to Eric. Alright, so this episode's theme will be cults. So how are you guys feeling about that?
How do I feel about cults?
Yeah, how do you
Am I
feel
pro
about
cult, against cult?
How do you feel about cults, Jen?
Well, they don't usually tend to be good things. So
Jennifer and I were talking this morning. We were saying, I wonder, how dark Karina is going to go.
No, I'm not
with these
going
cults.
dark. I'm not going dark.
Okay,
I'm not-
and then we said, and how much humor is there going to be? And my only child was subdued by a cult and milked us for all of our money, and now we're homeless, and everything went to the cult leader. I don't know if we're going to have a lot of humor in that.
That is funny.
So just so the audience knows, by the way, big shout out. We have broken 825.
Yes.
And we are really getting close to that 1,000 mark. I am so impressed with all you guys and the ratings. Really appreciate it. So I wanted
843 actually.
Almost 850 now.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Guys, we're so close to the bird story.
I know.
And the other thing too, I'm hyping it so much and it's going to be like flat. People are going to be like, oh man, we're going to lose 1,000 subscribers in one day. The other thing too, because we're talking about cults, is I do want to bring up something kind of serious just because I saw this. No, don't. This is not the dad joke. You're rolling your, Karina rolled her eyes at me. It's not because we're talking about cults and cults have a lot of influence over people. I read this thing in the Wall Street Journal. And I'm being serious.
Okay.
So Pfizer, they're the pharmaceutical company. Yeah. They created one of the COVID vaccines.
Right.
Pfizer is rolling out a new pill that is meant to target. No, I'm serious. Meant to target women who identify as lesbian. And supposedly this pill changes their chemical, some kind of imbalance. And basically it's supposed to medicate them into becoming straight. I'm serious. They start their clinical trial next month. The drug is called tricoxagen.
I knew it wasn't real. The way you gave me no, I'm being serious. I knew it wasn't. Okay, how do cultists...
Tricoxagen.
He really thinks he's the funniest person alive.
So good.
It was a good one.
Nothing. No joke is going to win this week over mine. But go ahead.
How do cultists keep their clothes so white? They brainwash them too.
Meh.
It was funny.
I'm sorry, I don't have one.
You can have it this week. I'll let you have it.
Let me have nothing, okay?
I let you have it.
I came, I saw, I conquered.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
Eat, sleep, conquer, repeat. That's me.
Did he tell you we had different cookies this week? They're really good.
Oh.
They were this size.
Oh, shit.
Oh, they're mini cookies?
They were mini cookies and they were actually really good.
They're really called junior cookies. I honestly didn't I had one, I can't remember which one I tried. I think it was the peanut butter cup or peanut butter Nutella. It was okay. They had an Oreo cheesecake version I got for them. They all liked that one. There was a s'mores one and something else. And so I'm going to start trying different spots. Yeah. So far we've had Crumble, Insomnia, Junior. We've had
Cookie Good.
And at home we had that stuffed cookie thing, or we had them here. I didn't like those. So we don't have to try those again. So maybe today, if not Friday. I don't know if tomorrow I'm going to be out all day, but we'll see. Anyway. So yeah, So Junior Cookies it's like a 1-1. Like one liked it, one didn't.
Yeah.
We'll see where the next one, where we get.
All right. Well, so let's start. First one is what would Eric do? Title is Cult is refusing to give me my high school transcripts. Hello.
Hi ho.
Long story short, I was raised in a cult. When I started high school, my parents moved to a commune and took us out of school. They homeschooled us, quote unquote, in a school that they registered themselves. They own and administrate the school in legal terms. They own and administrate it. Girls were taught how to serve the cult leader and boys were taught carpentry with absolute base knowledge and regular courses needed to graduate. We still needed to prove we were learning in order to not be truant in our state. So I know a transcript exists because they needed to be sending the course information to the state each year and we had to take standardized testing. I did graduate high school and I have a homeschool diploma graduation year of 2017. I escaped the cult 2 years ago and with every piece of paperwork except my high school transcript and my diploma. I've been trying to enroll in an associate degree program at a community college, but my stepmom, the school administrator, will not supply me my transcript. I spoke to the Board of Education and they said even though they had to receive my transcript for me to graduate, that they don't store those and I can only get it from the school that I attended. Could I sue my parents? I rebuilt my life outside of this nightmare, and I want to set up a good future for myself. What would you do in this situation? Done.
Oh, wow. Okay. I highly doubt this cult had a credit school.
No, it definitely wasn't.
There's no way. No, they're just selling you a bunch of malarkey there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no transcript to get.
Well, there has to be, because he does have like a graduation and everything. They probably just like, fibbed and gave everyone the same transcripts. I feel like that's what happened. It's like the same transcript, just changing the name for everybody. At this point, I mean, the only other option, just go beat up your stepmom, honestly. Just beat her up.
No, no.
Why not?
We don't go to violence immediately.
He tried. He tried.
No.
He did. It's been 2 years.
You know what? If he does that, he'll get his associate's degree through correspondence courses in jail.
But he'll get it.
No, that's not the answer.
Okay.
So,
Ignore what Karina said.
Well, I'm just saying. What would Eric do? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So there's two possibilities, and really, this comes down to how much time does this guy want to spend dealing with this?
Right.
Okay. For the audience to understand, or for all of you to realize, Eric is a practical human being.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Eric would just take a fucking GED test.
Yeah.
And use that and fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
Because it could take, he may have to actually sue them to release the transcript. That's going to take months, right? If this cult has any kind of money behind it, they'll fight it a little bit, whatever, If this guy wants to get moving and start taking college classes, just go take the fucking GED.
But the thing is, he didn't study anything. He'd have to like stop and study.
I know. No, I know. You can buy one of those study guides, GED for dummies or whatever. Yeah. Okay. And honestly, I don't mean to be a jerk, but how hard could it fucking be? The GED. Seriously.
Well, if you were taught carpentry all your life, that's all
I'm just saying it's supposed to teach you basic math and English skills. Yeah. He could take practice tests to see how he does. Mm-hmm. And that also alleviates the problem. So if this school is not truly accredited, which I tend to agree with Jennifer, it probably isn't.
Yeah, I don't think there's a
I don't think it's a real school. Or if it is, it's just like one of those certificates that they make up themselves, like your kids' youth soccer teams to make like participation awards for like whatever. They just made them up. So that's what I'm saying. The school probably just made it up themselves, right? So to alleviate that problem, because even if he got it, if it's not an official or valid school, anyway, he can't take classes. That's why I'm saying just take the fucking GED and move on. And by the way, that's going to really be a good indicator if this guy deserves to go to college or if he needs to start swinging a hammer for the rest of his life. Okay. I'm just saying, because GEDs are not that hard.
It's not. Yeah.
So that's what Eric would do.
Yeah. His best course of action is probably to get his GED, maybe take some classes at a community college and then go on from there.
All right. Well, next one. Next one is, am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for saying Alcoholics Anonymous is a cult to one of its members?
Yes, he is. Sorry. But go on. I'm sorry.
Hi there.
Hi-ho.
I've been over a year free of alcohol abuse. I don't believe in the philosophy behind AA because I noticed that it makes people dependent, convinces them that they're not responsible for their own actions, and forces people to meme a religion even if they don't want to take up any spiritual beliefs. I saw you wanted to say something. You want to say it again or no?
I'm going to wait till this finishes.
Okay. I think the whole spiritual but not religious claim is bullshit because every meeting I've been in has ended their meeting with the specifically Christian Lord's Prayer. And even though they say you can choose a doorknob as your higher power, they invariably talk about an intervening God. When I stopped drinking, it wasn't dramatic at all. I just decided to stop. I attended some AA meetings at first, trying to find one that wasn't really bad and full of suffocating religious / busybody crap, but it wasn't helping me at all. And it was just so stressful. And it felt like an obligation that I had to do. And because one of my drinking triggers is stress, it was a no-brainer to just stop going. He tried doing the smart recovery meetings, said that made him feel better or whatever. Recently, I was having lunch with a coworker who I found out is a 12-stepper. I kept my more controversial opinions to myself at first, but when we were talking about our substance abuse problems, I explained the methods that worked for me. But he said, "But do you follow the steps?" I tried to diplomatically explain that I don't find them effective for me and that my abstinence from alcohol has just been going fine without it. But he got even more defensive and demanded to know what my problem with AA is. I asked if he really wanted to know, and he said yes. So without cussing, I explained all my problems with it and that I wrote earlier in this post. He just got really passive aggressive, called me a dry drunk, and that I'll always be an alcoholic until I have a spiritual awakening and turn things over to my higher power. This started pissing me off, and maybe I acted rudely here, and I told him that dry drunk is a made-up concept, and you're either abstaining from alcohol or you're not. God's not real, so I don't need to find a higher power. Just because he's too weak to control his drinking without being told what to do by a cult does not mean that I'm not. That's wild. It was an awkward silence after that, so I figured it was time to make an excuse to head back to work. All my friends have been calling me an asshole, saying this could have been a trigger and I could cause them to relapse. I believe that all I did was state my opinion, and I don't think I'm the asshole. But do you think I'm the asshole here?
I think this is a person who really doesn't like being told what to do.
I think this is a sociopath.
No. I don't think he's a sociopath at all. I don't. You really do? Like,
His actions, his way of thinking. It's like, I feel like he genuinely is.
I mean, there's nothing really malicious about him.
I feel like it is malicious. I feel like the way he said it, like it was like to make you like it was malicious to be like no. But go ahead.
I think they're both assholes,
Okay.
and I'll explain.
Mhm.
But this is going to be a deeper
Okay.
analysis. First of all, the quote unquote Christian prayer that he says is at the end of every meeting is not. It's what's called the serenity prayer.
Okay.
And it just starts with the word God, but that's the only reference to any kind of biblical. So it's God,
Right.
grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change,
Mhm.
the power to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now, the term God, whether it's the beginning of that prayer or generally through 12-step programs,
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily reference the biblical meaning of
right.
God.
Right.
It's
right.
a way to address whatever it is that those in the program look up to.
Mhm.
Could be a sponsor, could be something more spiritual,
Mhm.
could be their version of God, right?
Mhm.
Could be God as a woman, whatever
Right.
it is. It's not meant to be like the biblical term
Yeah.
God.
How he's making it.
Right.
sound,
So in my view, he throws that in to bolster his own position
Mhm.
because there are lots of cults out there that use the word God or savior or prophet,
Mhm.
stuff like that to make themselves more basically sellable to
Right.
the congregants or the members or the people
Right.
that want to believe in whatever
Mhm.
they're spewing. AA and all the offshoots, NA, GA, OA, Overeater, all that,
Mhm.
they all drive from the same sorts of philosophy.
Right.
And what I think both of these people are missing
Mhm.
is it really is about teaching you how to live your life better without the dependency of whatever
Mhm.
it is. Could
Mhm.
be, for some people, it can be gambling.
Right.
For some people, it can be eating, drinking, drugging, whatever. It could be all of the above.
Even shoplifting. I
All
saw
of
they
it,
even have
because
stuff like
addictive personalities are people with addictive personalities
Yeah.
share a lot of the similar
that.
traits.
Yeah.
Okay. Having said that, the person he refers to as the 12 stepper
Mhm.
should have learned long time ago through going to meetings.
Mhm.
You cannot impose this on anybody that doesn't want it.
Yeah.
It's up to each and every person to decide if they want to get clean or sober, or they want to stop gambling,
Mhm.
and how they do it. I know people that have been clean or sober for 20 something years that don't go to meetings at all.
Right. Right.
But that doesn't mean they started that way.
Mhm.
They may have developed over time.
Right.
Maybe they use some of those concepts and then they sort of strategize their own future
Mhm.
based on what they learn. I mean, so it's a really complex sort of post,
Mhm.
and there's a lot to kind of unpack
Mhm.
in trying to read between the lines. I think both of them think that their way is the right way.
Yeah.
The guy that says AA is a cult, I think is reacting to maybe something he experienced in a meeting as opposed to how the organization is run as a whole.
We don't know where he attended meetings.
That's also a good point because California, for example, has a concept called California sober.
Mhm. Yeah.
So if you're in AA, that means you abstain from alcohol, but you can smoke weed.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're in NA, even in California, no, you can't do that.
Well, he said he went to SMART meetings. I'm not sure which one.
I'm not sure what that is either.
Yeah, he said
Smart
that's
recovery
the one,
or something.
Yeah, that made him feel like he belonged, and that's the one that helped him. I'm not sure.
But that's very much the point.
Yeah.
Right. Rather
AA is
than
like that for someone else.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rather than shit on what the other guy does to get that same sort of support or feeling,
Mhm.
live and let live. I get what's really important here is that neither of them are dependent any longer or they're managing their addiction, if you want to call it like that. So I think both are sort of the asshole here.
Yeah.
This is definitely, and by the way, AA is definitely not a cult.
No, it's not.
They, and I can tell you they have done, as a lawyer, I know criminal clients that have found sobriety, even serving time through AA meetings in jail.
Yeah.
They have turned their lives around 100%. So that cults don't do that. Cults typically cause harm.
Exactly.
Right. I don't know a single cult where people better themselves and better their lives and come out ahead.
Exactly.
Anyone I've heard of, they either lose their money, their status, their families, their virginity, all of it.
Virginity.
Right? No, I'm just saying, like,
No, I know.
all those fucked up
The
Mormon
sex
cults or whatever.
Yeah.
They bring those kids when they're little and they pass them off to these sick fucking elders or whatever. Yeah. So,
and he wouldn't have liked it if the guy called his smart recovery a cult either. Like, he would have,
of course. And so, and that's the point. So they should probably just learn to tolerate each other.
Yeah.
And be tolerant of what other people believe. Because really, when it comes to this kind of thing, it's really whatever works for you.
Yeah.
If this guy says, I don't go to meetings, I don't believe in meetings, I don't give a shit, I stopped cold turkey, I haven't had a drink in years.
That's great.
And my only motivation is my family and the Lord. Whatever, fine, that works for him, no problem.
Yeah.
Because there are church groups that, by the way, they do the same fucking thing. They just don't call it AA or 12 steps.
Yeah.
They just preach. But it's the same concepts, the same theories. So both are kind of jerks. Both are going to be steadfast in their principles, but honestly, I'm glad that they're both getting help.
Yeah, that's a good thing. All right, next one is what would Eric do? Title is Help with Cult. Hello. About 3 years ago, my partner had a miscarriage and soon after fell under the control of a man who claims to be an emissary of God and a living saint. Okay.
Oh.
At first, I went along with it as my partner seemed happy for us to go visit this man and his channel for sessions that I can only describe as exorcisms. Although there were no fees, we were encouraged to leave gifts, but this also doesn't include the flights to his base in Germany and the hotels we had to stay in.
Wait.
Germany?
So say that again?
Germany.
I'm sorry.
So they didn't charge them to be in this cult, but they were encouraged to leave gifts for them.
Right, I got that. And then they had to fly to Germany.
They had to fly to Germany for the base because his base is there.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
I understand.
Mhm.
All right.
And they had to pay for that. Was out of pocket though.
But
all the flights and
is it-
hotels out of pocket.
And I'm sorry if I missed the beginning. Is the person writing this the guy or the girl?
The guy, because he said his wife.
Okay, so his wife.
Mhm.
So by the way, I bet you anything without having to read further that one of the gifts the cult wanted him to leave was her ass.
No,
For the
actually,
profit.
no.
Okay,
no.
so all right.
Okay.
Usually it's how it is, but okay.
Over the whole period, he gave him thousands of dollars.
Of course he did.
Mhm. Eventually, I began to have grave reservations about this man as the things that he was telling my partner about me were extremely disturbing. He was telling her that in the past life, I had been a murderer, a rapist, and a pedophile. Over the years, he has convinced my partner that I am all of these things, even today. For the last 3 years, he has urged my partner to force me back to finish my spiritual cleansing, but I have refused. Since then, I have had to leave my partner as the pressure to worship this man is constant. Because of this, I've had to give up my jobs, and I'm one step from being homeless. I became a drinker, and I have drug issues now, but I have been sober for 3 months. Good for them. I'm glad.
Cool.
I've also supported my partner financially a great deal. She gave up her job to become a spiritual healer despite having major debts. Today was the last straw. What happened?
What's a spiritual healer?
I guess part of this cult.
Is that one of those fucking essential oil things? Right? Where
I
like,
think
it's
so.
like, that's holistic.
That's holistic, yeah.
Sorry.
So spiritual, it's like the ones who like meditate and you give.
It's not one of those like they smack you in the head and like you can see again.
It
You were
could
like
be.
blind yesterday.
It could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
Since I moved out, she has increasingly adamant that I am having sexual relations with men, women, and children. And today she assaulted me to the point that I had to call the police. I want to take action, not against her, but against the man that's ruined our lives. He was a famous Italian fashion designer based in Dusseldorf, but went into bankruptcy. I don't know. I was going to look him up. I forgot. But
Sorry.
He reappeared as this new character and claims to be godlike. At the start, he mostly targeted people with terminal illnesses. There's even people coming to him to regain his sight. What would you do if you were me in this situation?
Okay, so like there aren't enough cults here that you had to go to Germany to find one.
His wife, remember his wife was the one who was like, no.
The wife came back from Germany, I'm guessing, or the wife is tormenting him from.
I guess she came back. I guess she's going back and forth. But I mean, he's left her now. But I honestly, as much as you love your wife, I honestly feel like she's gone now. Like you've lost her completely to this cult.
She's gone. Go further. Just get away.
Yeah. Stop financially supporting her through this cult. And if she doesn't have the money, she doesn't have the resources, she's gonna have to get a job to support herself. I feel like that's the only way it could work. Going to the witness protection. I don't know, because she keeps assaulting. He keeps assaulting her. Remember, she's assaulting him.
I get it. I think the real answer or response to this question is how much does this guy love his wife?
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is this. At least in California, you can petition the court for emergency guardianship over someone if they have essentially lost their ability to make decisions for themselves, or if they could put themselves in financial or physical harm.
Right.
It sounds to me like this is a perfect candidate for that kind of emergency guardianship, especially if she's given away thousands of dollars and she believes that this guy was something else in a past life, and she's buying into this guy as an emissary of God, and, Mr. Italian German, what the fuck? I'm just saying, honestly, if this man is devoted to his wife and comes to the decision or the conclusion that she is a victim and needs help, then that's what Eric would do. I would seek or get an attorney, family law. I don't know what state they're in.
I know.
So I'm saying this based if they were in California, but if not, I bet you every state has something like this. I would find an attorney to petition for emergency guardianship. I would then commit her to a facility to where she can be deprogrammed. There are places that specifically specialize in deprogramming those that have been in cults and try to get them back down to earth. Maybe show her all the news clippings about who this guy really is. And because emissaries of God don't typically go bankrupt in Germany.
That's true.
Right? Or Italy or whatever.
I think it's very difficult to prove that someone is so mentally incompetent that they need guardianship.
Well, if someone joined a cult,
people with mentally ill relatives,
but mental illness is
a difficult thing.
But so the difference is, if she were just wandering the streets preaching the word of this emissary, it's one thing. If she is consciously giving away their money and assets, and
a lot of people do that.
I know.
What about the assaulting him? Would that play a part into that then?
Maybe, but that's gonna, she could go to jail. I guess they could file charges. But otherwise, the other option is, if he loves her to death, but he just can't continue like this, file for divorce.
Yeah.
Just move on. I hate to say it. It sounds like he's even taking to Reddit and writing this because he doesn't really want to do that. Or honestly, maybe he can't afford to hire a lawyer. Yeah. Most states, including California, have self-help divorce. A lot of people don't have the money to hire divorce lawyers. There's some easy steps, especially if they don't have assets or minor children to worry about. Won't be that hard. Given her circumstances and the cult activity, I don't think she's going to be, he'll be denied. But I think that's what I would do.
I think she wouldn't take the help there. I feel like she's really far gone. I don't think that it would. Well,
that question is, if it's an emergency guardianship, she doesn't have a choice. He commits her, she gets picked up, and it's not, she's involuntarily committed. And again, I don't know if she's at that level.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just saying that might be an option. Talk to an attorney or a guardianship attorney that does that kind of stuff to see. But again, if you're at a point where you're like, look, I almost lost everything, including, like, I started using drugs and drinking, and I went into a depression, and I'm finally picking myself up. Okay, cut her out. It's like a cancer. Cut it out and, heal and move on.
Yep. All right. Next one. Am I the asshole for calling Christianity a cult? I don't think so, but
here we go.
I don't. I think they are a cult.
Here comes Karina.
I think they are a cult. But anyways, I, 25 female, grew up in a very, very strict religious household. Quite literally, our family was part of a cult by definition. I got out very early on, and it was obviously wrong to me. Recently, my mother also got out, and she also refers to the religion as a cult. On to the dilemma. I live and work in Texas for a very large company. We have quite a few religious people, and it's a common topic to come up at company outings. People always are asking what religion people have, and they always talk about it. I do not want to make anyone mad, so when people ask these questions, I just say I am not religious and would rather avoid discussing it, as I grew up in a cult that harmed me in many ways. So I do not name the religion or any other details. This does not happen often, as I generally don't really talk to anyone, even at these outings. However, recently one of my coworkers seemed interested in the response and asked me what sort of things were bad and what was harmful in this cult. I mentioned that they taught us that women were not people but property and should be less than men, as well as things like gay people should be killed. I myself am bisexual, and in their religion, they were even destroyed with fire and brimstone, and that anything bad was all just God's plan. So, growing up around that, I had many issues, and I was constantly told I would go to hell for simply finding other women attractive. I would be told I wasn't allowed to be smarter than the boys or be the leader in any situation. And probably the most harmful to me was that my parents refused to get me any help with my autism and ADHD because it was God's plan. He seemed to have figured out that I was talking about Christianity, I guess, and he lost his shit. He went up on me, and I'm guessing reported me because now I have a meeting next week with HR. Since this, he has seemed upset at me all week and has told me that I was not in a cult every time he sees me. But I literally was. Am I the asshole for calling it as such? Did I do something wrong here?
I think in organized religion, there are a lot of sects that are almost cult-like. But it all comes down to whether it's harmful to you. Is it beneficial or is it harmful?
In my opinion, I honestly think Christianity is a cult, though. Christianity, Catholicism, they're all very culty. So I get what they're saying. Like, I've seen it. I was raised Catholic, and I can tell you, it's the things I'm like, no, I don't. That's why I left the religion, because I'm like, I can't. It's very culty, especially to me, like how Catholics do, like the body of Christ and the blood of Christ, and they make you drink it. It's very culty to me. It's just like, wine and bread, but it's very culty for them to do all of that. So I get where she's coming from.
You didn't like those wafers?
No, I didn't. I would eat them if I was hungry, but
crackers or whatever.
No, and then even after that, if you don't like go into confessions like regularly, you're not able to take like little bread and little drink of wine.
Oh, they withhold it.
Yeah, if you don't go confess your sins.
Well, let me tell you, I don't.
Culty.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Okay, yeah, we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. I don't think what she was describing is actual Christianity. In fact, true Christianity, from what I know from other friends of mine that are like Christian, identify as Christian, it's not quite like that. It's really about equality and love and tolerance, that everybody, well, but there are many that practice that, right?
Okay.
So I'll tell you. So I had a former employee years ago that was a former drug user who found religion, and he was very, very diehard. He went to these like Christian youth groups, and he had like a youth pastor. He was a younger guy, like in his early 20s, and he had like the equivalent of like a Christian little brother that he kind of watched over. Yeah. Same thing, right? Women had to dress a certain way, and all these things were terrible sins. And he used to put shit up on his desk. I had a different employee who's still with me today that is agnostic or atheist, and it used to drive him crazy that he would have like all this religious symbolism around his like little cubicle. Eventually, I had to sit him down and tell him he can't bring that to the office anymore. He also got very offended, very upset. But here's the thing. I don't think, again, what she is describing could very well have been one of those offshoots. Like I can tell you, like Mormonism, right? The Book of Mormon, John Smith. It's a recognized religion, but it's also really culty in the things they do, like especially the ones that were like to the sister wives and they had like a ceremonial underwear and it's like some other shit that they do. Yeah. Right. The golden guy blowing the horn, Gabriel on the horn. But I mean, and I'm not trying to make fun. I understand. God, I don't want to lose one of our 830 listeners if they're Mormons, but I'm just saying, like, I get where certain religions push extreme views. Yeah. The other thing that people don't always think about or consider is that the scripture or the books that they're reading from were not necessarily written with today's societal values in mind. Exactly. And so what might have been considered accurate or correct in the fucking, 1500s or whenever the latest version of the King James Bible comes out or whatever, fire and brimstone, that's probably, if somebody were to reinterpret the Bible today and rewrite, it would not be nearly as, staunch about that kind of stuff. I don't think. Like, I'm not Christian. I was raised Jewish. I practice Judaism.
Well, I know like Catholicism, it's very much like the Bible says this and we don't interpret it.
Yes, like, it's by the book. Yeah, right. Yeah. I understand. I went to an Ash Friday ceremony once with a friend just to,
Wednesday?
Ash Wednesday. Sorry. Ash Wednesday. Good Friday. Ash Wednesday. Sorry. And they put the thing on my forehead, like the whole bit. And like I had to like drive into work with him after that. But again, cause I'm open-minded, and I'm interested in all different things. Yeah. And I'm practicing law, you get a lot of that. There are lawyers that like every now and then they'll throw like a fucking Bible verse out and they're, and they're doing like a summation or an argument. Those don't usually go over very well, by the way, but but I'm just saying we see lots of different people with lots of different backgrounds, lots of different upbringings. I think the bigger point here is this. It's not, I mean, what she's experiencing, I think, is trauma from her childhood. There are people that will defend their religions to death. That's what her coworker seems like to me.
And it's Texas. Yeah, all they care about is football and
golf. That's right. Yeah, God and football.
It's Texas.
And the border. And the border now.
And the border. Football, God, and the border.
That's right.
All they care about.
Texas high school football. Not even like real, like high school football.
Yeah, that high school
seriously,
football.
Texas high school football in Texas is like the NFL in California. Yeah. But so there could be a lot of those other factors coming into play. Yeah. At the end of the day, if she has found peace and solitude outside of her upbringing and is living her best life as who she is, just ignore this guy. I don't think she did anything wrong. What about her meeting with HR? No, bullshit. She just needs to tell HR the truth. She just didn't agree. They probably shouldn't have had the discussion. He participated the same way she did. You know,
She tried to tell him, I'd rather not talk
right.
about it.
I have no
because-
hard feelings. That he's just clearly, you know.
Yeah.
And then, even though I'm not in Texas, if she does get fired, get a Texas lawyer, because I would think that would be discriminatory.
Yeah.
Personally. I mean, based on what she's writing.
But the problem with really religious people is they never keep it to themselves.
No,
they
never,
always want to
never.
bring you in.
Yes.
You know, they're
That's
trying
the
to
thing.
sell you on.
And that's the culty aspect of it, because they can't ever be content with them being in there and them falling. They're like, no, you have to also be a part of this.
Well, the other thing too is like those like uber religious people, they never think they're wrong.
No, they don't.
So I'll tell you a true story, okay? Because Judaism also has its share of zealots, and that's what that strikes me as. It sounds like she was raised by religious zealots.
Yeah.
Okay. But they have like the ultra Orthodox Jews that live in Israel that are very, you know. And so I remember reading. I wasn't like there personally, but I remember reading a story, or maybe I saw it on TV. But Israeli soldiers were patrolling a highly Orthodox Jewish neighborhood on a Saturday, which is like the Jewish Sabbath, because there were reports of potential terrorist attacks and all that.
Right.
The Jewish residents were throwing rocks at the soldiers for patrolling on Sabbath.
Oh,
So you see what I'm saying? So every religion has that, those sort of extreme, you know, Bible says you are not to work on the Sabbath. You know, like, you know, they're fucking making sure that your family isn't raped, tortured, and killed. Cut some fucking slack, right? You got to throw rocks at them too. You know, like, you know what Eric would do? Eric would bring them a fucking glass of water or something. Like,
like they're taking care of you, and you're
it's not even that. But my whole philosophy, and this is true about myself, I 100% personally believe that religion is a deeply personal thing to people.
Yeah.
Everybody is free to exercise and practice their religion as they see fit. I do certain things that are like quote unquote, you know, by the book. I do other things that are not. I tend to be more spiritual, like less like by the book, black letter law type. I just think that you should live a good life. I think you should be kind to others. I think you should not take advantage of people. Do unto others as they, you know, that kind of thing. I believe in that.
Yeah.
Karma, I believe in that too.
I like to pick little things from like different religions that I like to pick up.
Well, I also notice you like to pick little, you know, things about people you don't like, and then like attack them.
Like religions, I'll pick like different ones, like, you know.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, so Buddhism is about peace and serenity, right? Judaism sort of has a reputation of kind of having like common sense rules. You know, Christianity, like what I believe is supposed to be Christianity, is really about love and tolerance and turning the other cheek.
That's the one I don't care about anymore.
I understand. I'm just saying. But there's aspects of that type of Christianity that I identify with. Like, I like that. That's right. And I can tell you, most people that know me well know that there are a lot of times where I'll just sort of like quote unquote turn the other cheek because I don't want to bother. Or the issue's not important enough to me. I hate to sound like an asshole. It's like, you know, I really don't care enough. So like, okay, you can have this one. Like, go, you know, you go, boy, live your best life, whatever.
Live and let live.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Right. But I'm like that with a lot of things. Like, I just don't care. Like, you know, everybody has the right to live their life as how they want. If they're not hurting anyone, but that's where this comes into play, like imposing their will upon others, just like my former employee would try to do. And religious zealots do that, whether they're out there preaching in the open or you see them on the corners, like, or by airports,
giving out the little pamphlets.
Yeah. They feel like that's it. Like they have to spread the word, and that's ingrained in them, some of them. And I don't believe in that. Like,
especially like Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh my God. I know the fucking watchtower stuff. You know what? Like, you do you and I'll do me, and that's it.
Yeah.
Unless she's cute, then she can do me too. Just kidding.
I guess if you really feel like this is real, you're going to go to hell if you don't follow the word, then yes, you're going to want to spread it to everyone. But it comes into being kind of cult-like where the message of, you know, love and forgiveness turns into, you know, convincing people. And
then if you don't do that, you'll be in hell with, you know.
Yeah. And I think that's like back to the Jehovah's Witness, how they take like even little kids when they go knocking on your door, you know, they like are raising them to know, like, we're going to go door by door and talk to these people about a religion. And those people grow up to just keep going and knocking on people's door. And that's culty too. I don't know.
I've always found it crazy that people interpret the Bible literally.
I know.
Because if you've ever read the Bible, there's some sick shit.
I know.
That's a good point. See, I also believe similar to the U.S. Constitution.
It should be a living, breathing document.
Right, well, I believe so. It's like strict constructionalists, right, will say no.
Yeah.
If it's not in the four corners of the document, if it's not contained in the text, it doesn't. No, I think that's wrong. I think you need to interpret and we need to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if we always followed just the written text, we would still have segregated schools.
Mm-hmm.
We would still not be allowed to have interracial marriage.
Yeah, because the Bible talks about slavery actually and having slaves. Yeah,
right. I'm saying slavery would still be.
It talks about humane ways to have slaves.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I think that everything needs to be considered based on the morals of the society we live in today. And unfortunately, while there are still a few more primitive societies that still have, and there are some like in like the core African nations, they still have they even slave their own people, like the caste system and what's considered like royalty versus poverty. It's very unfortunate. And I'm grateful that we live in the West and we've got like a more sort of open-mindedness about stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I don't think you can interpret every word for it. That's a great point.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on. Next one is what would Eric do? Title is passport advice.
Passport?
Yes.
Like to travel out of the fucking country?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my third time applying for a passport. The issue is I don't have proof of my first 5 years of life in the U.S. I have a delayed birth certificate because originally my parents didn't want the government to know about me. They were part of a religious cult called Christian Identity.
Oh boy.
Well, their choice to do so has made me getting a passport extremely difficult. I've sent in my birth certificate, my social security card, my marriage license, my driver's license, medical records as far as I could go back, my birth affidavit from my mother, and my school records from first grade through 12th. They are asking for proof of my first 5 years of life, which as far as I know, they don't exist. I was born at home with just my parents, and they used a power bill as proof to get my birth certificate, which doesn't exist anymore. I'm 34, and I'm not sure if that would even help because it makes a remark about it on my birth certificate, yet the state wants more. I'm at my wit's end, and I don't even have plans to travel anymore. I'm just trying to get it so I have it and plan on never letting it expire. I wasn't even baptized. I was just homeschooled until first grade, and my mother never even received prenatal care. Calling the Department of State has gotten me nowhere. Both times I've called, they've been extremely unhelpful and pretty rude. The county clerk office where I live was also unhelpful. Any advice on who I can contact or what I could do next? Also, what would you do in this situation?
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Do you mind if I take this one first?
No, go ahead.
Okay. What was the first question at the end?
Any advice on who I can contact or what I can do next?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. That's the one I want to answer. Nope.
Well, that's helpful.
That's it. No.
No.
You are asked out.
This
guy.
You are asked out. What?
This guy
person is screwed. They don't exist.
No, he exists, but he can't get it. Look,
year 1 through 5.
This guy literally did the work for me. He listed every fucking agency that I would tell him to contact. He already did.
That's why he's at his wit's end. Like,
right.
He's done.
So
he doesn't
you know what? So what would Eric do? Except that he's asked out. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's some appeal process with the Department of State. Honestly, I don't know. Like, I'm not that deep into it. He might. I don't even know if there's a type of lawyer that you can call for that.
Yeah, like what
maybe
law
honestly,
would that even fall under?
I would like my first instinct is like, well, maybe an immigration lawyer would know who to contact, like at the State Department or something like that. But no, why would they?
No,
this isn't an asylum issue. I mean, who fucking knows? If the guy's parents are alive, maybe the mom can sign and notarize an affidavit.
She already had one.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean.
Like he had everything.
Yeah. So you know what? No, sorry, I don't know. You know that cruise you were going to take to Mexico. Just fucking do sorry, go to Florida. Go to Disney World. I don't know. He has a driver's license.
Yeah, go down to Hawaii.
Right, Hawaii is a state. You go to Alaska. You could fly over Canada, right, to get to Alaska.
Just look outside of it.
And the other thing too, I'm sorry, but if it depends on where you live. If you have just a driver's license and you look white, you can drive to TJ. Yeah. They won't ask for your passport. You can just go over the border. Yeah. You have your driver's license. So you can experience some, out of the.
Those are your words of wisdom. Just don't travel.
You can't do anything for him, honestly.
There could be some way.
Look, I legit.
There must be some process.
There may be. I legit have no fucking idea. Seriously, I have no clue.
This one's the one that
I'm saying, and I love doing this little podcast, and it's a labor of love for us. I'm not going to spend even a minute researching for this guy.
I'm curious now.
Hey, you know what? Have laptop.
We'll have an update for you guys.
Right. We'll Google. I don't know. I'm just saying. To me, honestly, I have no clue.
It just sucks.
Yeah, it does. Sucks to be him. So, and by the way, I understand this idea that the mom homeschooled him at first, and I've read about people that do like the natural birth thing, and you know,
They don't register their kids right after.
That's what I'm saying. So I get, like, I don't know, like I never completely understood it.
No.
I do kind of get the idea, like if women were giving birth to our Lord and Savior or whatever thousands of years ago with no fucking vitamins or hospital rooms or beds or anything, and just a local neighbor in the village would kind of help pump that baby out. If they could do it, I could do it. Okay, I understand that mentality. I don't understand it intellectually.
But
I would never, like, if I, like, hey, not without any kind of miracle, I'll never be in a position to have to give birth. But I'm just saying, I would not understand or want my partner or wife or whoever's giving birth to my child to, like, just do it all natural.
Yeah.
No fucking vitamins, no doctor visits, no heartbeat check. Fuck that. Okay. Technology, you know, if you want to be super religious, God gave us the ability to create technology. Why shouldn't we use it?
Exactly.
Right? You can make that argument too. So
exactly.
But short of all that, I don't know what else this fucking guy can do.
Yeah.
Honest, like, that's what I said. I would just drive to some fun places. or whatever, you know, like take a flight to New York City.
Yeah, go to.
Hey, you know what? You go to New York.
All of the Hawaiian Islands.
Look, you want to feel like you're in like 4 different countries? Just go to New York City for a few days. You got everybody there. That's right. Fucking Times Square. You'll see everything. Yeah. Everything you thought you would see in Thailand, in Germany, in Amsterdam.
What's the state that also like borders Canada, Minnesota? Just you could see it. Is that the
Niagara Falls? Yeah, go. You know, whatever. Go upstate New York, whatever. Disney World. Go to Orlando. Yeah. Right. Come to L.A.
Go to San Diego. Just look over the border.
Right. But no, but to come to L.A. Come to see the ocean. You can go out in the ocean.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's kind of funny, but honestly, it kind of sucks for this guy. I don't know what to tell you, pal. Look, if you're a listener, good luck. If you're not, it doesn't matter anyway.
Now I'm wondering how many people are out there just off the grid. People who don't have.
It's like half the fucking population of Montana, like lives off the grid. Idaho, like they don't want to know shit.
So wait, I had a question. When he said his mom didn't get any prenatal care, what prenatal care do you get, or like what do you need? Is it like necessary?
It's a good thing to do. You're supposed to go
survive with no prenatal care.
You're supposed to go in regularly to have checks. They're your doctor. They'll test your blood. They'll see.
It was like after you had the baby or something.
Well, no, because they do ultrasounds to make sure the baby is developing properly.
So she just didn't.
She none of that. Although prenatal care is a more modern thing. You know, it didn't. I mean, decades ago, I don't think women got the prenatal care that they do today. Yeah. But theoretically, you should go to the doctor when you're pregnant.
Yeah. Well, sucks. Like we said, there's 50 states you can choose to go visit.
Yeah, I don't know how to fucking help this guy. Even if I knew, I don't know that I want to tell him. I feel like you need to find this out yourself. Yeah. That's the mission. That's your journey, pal. Find out.
That's going to be his mission, his whole life.
Right. Find out how you can get a passport so you can, fucking visit, like,
it's going to be like Big Ben.
Right. So you can surf in Australia one day or whatever your, like, your life goal is.
All right. Next one. Am I the asshole for choosing my boyfriend and his family over my own cult-like family? Okay. So long story short, I was born into a very, very, very strict Jehovah's Witness family. I wasn't ever that obedient as a child, and I've always been the one out of my siblings to question the beliefs of my parents and what they brought us up with. I'm the oldest of 11 kids, and the only thing that has kept me from leaving is my younger siblings, as a part of our religion is pretty much being completely disowned by the family after departure. So if I leave, I'll never be able to talk to my family ever again, and they'll never be able to talk to me. Even if we see each other on the street, they're not allowed to say hi to me. They basically just pretend you never existed at all. I also have pretty severe pernicious anemia, I don't know what that means, but chronic kidney disease, and my parents always refused to give me treatment. I was surprisingly allowed to go to university a couple of years ago when I was 18. Although I lived at home and the university was a 5-minute walk away from my family home, I got into a relationship with my current boyfriend without my family knowing. They know of him, but as far as they're concerned, he's also a Jehovah's Witness. I've had many more chats with my boyfriend and his parents about how I've grown up, and the more we talk, the more I realize how truly messed up my childhood was. The main thing I remember, you ready for this? Is being told by my dad when I got my period that I was finally old enough to fulfill my purpose in this life.
Oh!
I pretty much... I know.
Damn.
I pretty much made a concrete decision to leave, and when I told my sister, closest in age to me, my plans, and although we've always been close, our conflicts within certain aspects of our religion have always been in the way of things.
By the way, Dad's not wrong, though. Sorry. Just kidding.
Jennifer gave you the we're gonna talk later look.
She sure, sure did.
Leaving absolutely kills me because I know I'm sacrificing my relationship with my siblings who I adore. She called me a disgrace and she told my parents, who then kicked me out. I'm now living with my boyfriend and I'm relieved that I'm finally out of there, but am I the asshole for leaving my siblings and parents? I've heard from multiple people how they're speaking of me and how they saying I'm the asshole, and I'm starting to believe it.
A lot of empathy for this person because I'm also estranged from my parents, and it's very, 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 very hard.
Yeah.
Especially when they're putting all the blame on her and like you're a disgrace. You know,
Well, that was just her sister.
Us. Yeah.
You're not the asshole. You're not. I would have left a long time ago. And she's lucky she has somebody to go live with. You know, at least she's not homeless. It could be worse. You know. Yeah. Her dad's an asshole, from what he said. Let's start there. Honestly, it's going to take her a while, I feel like, to get used to not being in that same, like, thought. And honestly, I feel like that trauma that her dad, like, that stuck with her, obviously, what her dad has told her. And I can bet money she'll never have kids. Like, that just ruined her wanting to want kids, yeah.
It sticks with you.
Yeah,
like, even after all the therapy in the world and a good support system.
She's going to be like, no, I don't want kids.
It really sticks with you.
Just to prove her dad wrong, she won't have kids. I can bet on that. Thoughts?
Well, redneck Eric thinks like, well, old enough to bleed, old enough to breed, right?
Oh my god!
Thank you. That's Alabama Eric.
No, that's right. Alabama Eric.
Right. No, all right. In all serious, I had to make one little joke. It's so fucking. I mean, this is so somber.
I know. Sorry.
So yes, I think that first of all, I agree. She is not the asshole, and I also empathize. I agree with what Jennifer said that it cannot be easy. I have always had a close relationship with my immediate family, my parents and my brother. My mom's passed, but I'm still very close with my dad and my brother and many of my cousins. I can't even imagine feeling like I somehow disgraced and disappointed them, even if it's not true, just to be told that. Yeah. Especially if these are people that you looked up to or you know, okay. I also agree that she's very lucky that she has what is likely a more stable household to be in, and she can see what like not culty family dynamics look like. The only thing I'm kind of concerned about is I don't know, she seems fairly young, probably 20, 21. She's been in the university a couple of years. What happens if this boyfriend's not the one? Yeah. What if they break up and what's she going to do then?
Yeah. I think from now she needs to start planning like being on her own though. Like,
and that doesn't mean they have to break up.
No, it just means being independent.
Yeah. Right. And allowing yourself the ability to sort of grow, not rely on people. And I know it's a lot easier said than done. It's, there's inflation and she's a student and it may not be that easy. It may take some time. Maybe she can find a kind of campus job or something to kind of help. Maybe if she contributes to the household she's in, that'll help her feel better also about herself.
Also, she could try to be RA for the dorms, and they'll let her live for free.
Right? Yeah. There's but she's local, right? That's might be the issue.
Not a lot of people want to be RAs, if we're honest.
That's true, but I mean, if she's a 5-minute distance, like she was, I don't know that she'll qualify for dorm living or whatever. But although not every, because some universities, if you're, you can still be in the same city and live in the dorm. But I guess the point is that I don't think she's really in the wrong here.
No,
definitely a terrible thing to say. It's ironic that the father would say something like that, but let her go to a university and educate herself. Yeah. And when I say I don't mean like, clearly that mentality is not one that wants to see women well educated and career oriented and all that. So it sounds like maybe he just said that on purpose to upset her, to like, inflict that last little bit of control and harm. It's sad that because those are the types of things that decimate someone's psyche and ego, to be told that you're really only on this earth to be a baby machine and, which is terrible. So having said all that, I do not think she's the asshole. I only think that she should be very aware of her current surroundings. And it's clear that she's grateful and all that, but definitely start the process of just being able to do more for yourself. By the way, that's going to help her in life anyway. Right? Getting past all of this. But now is a good time because she's got some support with her that we can kind of help her through it. And
she has a reason to now.
Yes. And maybe this is a relationship that's going to last, a lifetime. And maybe this is meant to be. That's all great. But anyway, there's absolutely no reason that she shouldn't be able to be somewhat independent, have things for herself, have her own kind of money. Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with that, even if this is the one and they're going to be married. Mm-hmm. That's a matter of self-esteem, right? Self-pride. And she should reach for it and go get it.
Now, honestly, all I'm saying, all this stuff, as a person who's no contact with the parent, it'll be fine. Just ignore it. Honestly, leave it. It doesn't matter what they're saying. It's not going to change. She knows what she is. It's fine. It'll get better. All right. Next one. This is a what would Eric do? The Church of Scientology has been sending me mail for years. I'm afraid I'm being stalked. Throw away because I have no idea if my accounts are being monitored. So he made a fake account just to post this.
Okay. That's commitment.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. All right.
Also, I swear I'm not mentally ill. I don't have bed bugs or carbon monoxide poisoning in my apartment. He just wanted to make clear he's not crazy.
Okay. By the way, who does that right at the outset? Crazy people. But go ahead. Sorry, but go ahead.
This is really happening.
Wait, I'm sorry. Because I've always said this for years in law practice. When I'm interviewing or meeting a new client, whenever they say to me, Eric, if you only knew, I've never been in trouble before. I'm the most honest guy. My handshake is bond. I know this immediately they're fucking scamming. Yeah, they're full of shit, right? They're full of shit. Yeah, there's 1,000 things they left out of that, right?
Well, I think because I think people who have been targeted by Scientology, they're made to look crazy. So I think this was them just making sure, I'm not crazy.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm just saying, a lot of times, the people that find it very important to let you know they're not crazy probably are. Yeah. But,
okay. This is really happening and has been happening for 7 years now. When I was 18 and dumb and going to school in DC, my friend and I decided to stop at the Scientologist table by the subway station and took one of their personality tests. It was all a joke to us, and we just thought they were the funny celebrity religion that believed in aliens, not the scary cult things they've been exposed to. Anyways, I took the test. All I gave them was my first name. You can imagine how surprised I was when I got mail at my dorm, addressed to my first and last name, inviting me to their local church. I ignored it because I was freaked out. This has happened whenever I changed my address in DC. I moved to Boston after school, and it took a little while, but they began sending me mail to that house there as well. I've since moved again to Milwaukee for work. Again, it took a few months, but last week I got mail from them again, inviting me to the local church here. I've read accounts online that church members tell people, and that's how they get your address. And I'm really freaked out by this. I know it was stupid to take that personality test, but I had no idea that it would put me on their radar. Is there anything that I can do here? I have no interest in their cult, but obviously cults don't just take no for an answer. I really think I'm being stalked, and I'm not sure what I should do from here. What would you do in my position?
That's really creepy. I wonder how they got his address.
They're Scientology.
They just know everything. Yeah. You write your name down, and they just automatically know your name, address. What's good?
Well, he said people follow you. They'll follow you home just to see where you live.
Oh.
What would you do, Jen?
I don't know. Maybe I get that passport and get the hell out of there.
I hope you have a passport.
I can't get a passport.
Does Scientology only exist in the U.S.? No, right?
I don't think so. I think they're all over. Yeah. I think they are now for sure.
For sure.
I think they're everywhere. Yeah.
What would you do, Eric?
I don't know. That's a hard question to answer because as I'm hearing it, I start thinking to myself, well, what if I just got one of those PO boxes?
They find that shit.
No, but who cares if they have a PO box? There's 100 boxes and go to a mailbox store or whatever. But if they actually follow him to see where he lives, so that's not going to matter. They'll see him go to this house.
Pick up,
And I don't know that they're doing anything illegal. They're just sending mailers. You can maybe file a complaint with the postal service saying I've moved several times. I put in a change of address. I don't know how they keep getting it. I don't know if it'll help. That's and it's one of those things where it's definitely creepy and weird.
I'd be creeped out.
But it's kind of harmless though, unless they actually show up at the guy's house. Or start calling him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. And I'm trust me when I say I'm not defending Scientology. Yeah. I don't actually think it's a real religion. Mm-hmm. And I honestly, to this day, I cannot understand how so many people have fallen into it.
I know. I don't get it either.
Tom Cruise, I guess, is their celebrity, poster child. I always thought he was a little fucking imbalanced.
Yeah.
Right. John Travolta, this is my opinion. I think they've got something on him. You don't see him at the big Scientology.
They have to.
He's not at these big rallies like Tom Cruise was. He doesn't go out, he just tries to do his thing. And I don't know. I just feel like they've got some dirt on him that he doesn't want out there. There's something weird. Kirstie Alley, she's gone now, but she was one of them. I'm just trying to remember. Leah Remini made the break from Scientology and did a lot of exposing of Scientology.
Yeah.
There's some really, really good documentaries that she participated in. I think she might help produce some, which really gives a good look into the other side of it. Like they had like kids doing labor for them and these
fake
weird,
schools.
all this weird stuff. I don't want to change his question into a rant about Scientology because he's definitely got like something going on. Like he's clearly freaked out by it. Then I don't blame him.
I would be too. Yeah. I'd be so scared.
I just don't know that you can really do anything. Prevent people from sending you mailers. I mean, that's what I mean. Like I get solicitations in the mail all the time. I just throw them away.
If you file a change of address and the mail is
they forward it anyway, and that's what I'm saying. Like I get solicitations, mail. I just throw them away.
At this point, honestly,
I don't think. I mean, I hate to say it, this is probably not our most exciting episode, but there's just not a whole lot you can do in these cases. Honestly, it's just
advice here: stop filling out the personality test.
Right? Don't.
Test. Why would you take their test?
Right. The preventative measure was to not fucking do it to begin with. And by the way, where's your red flag when there's a fucking subway station table?
Yeah, but you're a college student. It was just a joke to them.
It's still stupid.
Yeah, ha, motherfucker. How funny is it now? Right?
It's like, I remember one of my family members, one of my cousins, also very stupid. In college, he saw, there was like a blood donation stand by the subway, and he donated blood for a fucking donut. And like, I remember like our whole family was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why? It's giving the same thing. If you saw this stand by the subway and you were like, yep, this is where I'm going to go.
Yeah, that's funny. But at least in his mind, I could see where he was like, you know what? That's a good cause. Maybe I could help somebody out, like they need a transplant.
No, he said he did it for the donut. He was like, they were giving out free donuts, and I got a donut after I gave blood.
Okay, I could tell you that is as shameful as it is to admit. When I was a freshman in college at University of Arizona, I was only there for like a semester, but they had the plasma donation center. You got $30 a stick.
And you only got 30 for donating plasma?
This was in 1990.
Oh,
okay, $30 was a lot more than it is today.
Because they're giving almost 1,000 donating plasma now.
I'm just saying.
I've thought about it.
Damn, really?
$1,000 for one donation of plasma?
They're really giving that much?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Must be a shortage. Maybe because of COVID, they had a shortage.
Maybe, yeah.
But I just know that back then it was $30, and I had friends that would go to the sperm bank also to donate. That was $50 a toss.
Yeah.
Right? You could do plasma like every 2 days.
Yeah.
Right? And the sperm bank every 4 days. I didn't do the sperm bank one, but I did the plasma a couple times, Back then, cigarettes were $3 a pack. You could, $30 took you a long way. It definitely could get me through 3 or 4 days.
The issue is that it was at the subway.
No, that's why I'm saying like,
story is,
that's what I mean.
Just keep on
there was actually, and it's funny as this is, there it was called like University Plasma Donation Center. It wasn't actually affiliated with the University of Arizona, but they named it that. So it attracted students. And well,
I went to like an Army recruiters thing for free pizza once. I was in high school. Okay. They were doing it in my high school, and they had came up to me, and I was at my locker with my friend, and they were like, hey, do you want free pizza? And who doesn't want free pizza in high school? For lunch? So I was like, sure. And they're like, okay, you just have to come for like the recruitment. Like,
I just want you to know, I would pay thousands of dollars to watch you in basic training in the army.
See, exactly. My plan was to never do it.
I would pay so much money to
what
watch.
Did I tell you last time? I'd rather do crack. Serve crack.
So I would. The first interaction with your drill sergeant would be fucking priceless. Watching them make you cut your nails.
No.
See, oh my god.
My hair, I couldn't wear it down. I always used to be able to put no.
It really bothers me that the military recruits in high schools and tries to lure kids in like
with pizza,
all this. Like, they try to make it sound fun.
I know.
There's nothing fun.
See, I fully knew this before I went, and I was like, I'm just going for the pizza, and I made sure I was like, I don't have to sign up for anything, right? And they were like, no, you just got to sit in the meeting. I was like, oh, they weren't coming to slices of pizza. I listened to what they had to say. I just didn't care about it. But I got free pizza. So.
Okay, and that might have been worth the hour lecture or whatever, the recruitment videos that you had to watch. Yeah, whatever it was. Hey, look, I get that all the time, like with the timeshare thing.
I was just thinking that it's like the timeshare presentation.
My dad fell for that once. Yeah.
No, so my dad has a timeshare that he never uses, and so my brother and I occasionally will use it because he just keeps it. And so the last trip to Vegas we went and we stayed in the timeshare, and so first the day before I got an obnoxious phone call from the rep or whatever, hey, we got some coupons for you and you get a discount on bottled water or some other shit. Then they try to get, and he keeps me on the fucking phone. I'm like, oh, it was the morning I was leaving. Okay. Sorry, it was the morning. I was like, I got to hit the road. It's like, well, and then we have this presentation. If you sit there, we give you some like you get a free dinner at this one place on the strip. And like, the guy wouldn't fucking shut up. So if I'm like, dude, I gotta go. Like, I'm not going to any of this. Mm-hmm. Then when I get there, I'm checking in. They're like, oh, well, the presentation, I'm not going to any presentation. Like, no thanks.
Yeah.
And then like, well, as a guest of an owner, you get like, look, the owner's my fucking father, which means that anyway, at some point it's going to be mine. Leave me alone. Mm-hmm. I was seriously starting to get like frustrated.
Yeah. No, I know those are, my dad did that once because they told him he could get like a free, night, I think, if he went to like just a position. He went, he was like, I'm going to get a free night. He's like, I don't care. And he went to that. He had got one that day. He had purchased the timeshare.
See, I'm telling you, even the most adamant people, they get you.
He canceled it 2 days later when he realized that it just wasn't going to be worth it for him. So he canceled it like 2 days later.
And by the way, let me tell you, by the way, I'm not shitting on the whole timeshare idea or industry. For some people, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
My brother and sister-in-law travel every couple of years. They like to go to resorts or whatever. For them, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Basically, they just have to cover their airfare.
Yeah.
The resort's pretty cheap. They have them all over. It's like the Hilton Grand Vacation one.
Yeah.
Fine. Mm-hmm. I don't personally travel that often. It's harder for me to get away for longer periods of time with the office and everything. So for little weekend getaways, it's not worth it for me to have my own.
Yeah.
But, I can mooch it off theirs every once in a while. They don't use them, or my dad doesn't use it that often,
He will be this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Next episode. Sorry. We'll talk about that. How he kind of like adorably and elderly, like weaseled his way into to my brother's planned vacation. Anyway, I will say that story for a different day.
Okay.
Oh, we should do a subject on like needy parents, like elderly.
Okay.
No, God forbid. I'm just joking.
Elderly.
My dad's not needy at all.
No, but just the elders.
Maybe like annoying elderly parents.
Petty elders.
Actually, I love the ones like the real saucy old ladies that like swear and like still drink and smoke.
Oh yeah, I thought you meant like the rude ones, and I was like, I don't like rude people. But I like the little, ones that have character. I like those.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. All right, next one.
Next one. My manager is trying to convert my workplace into a cult. I've been at this company for years, and last year we got a new manager. He isn't new to the company, but they just move him whenever he stirs shit up and someone doesn't want to deal with him. From day one,
is he a priest?
No,
because that's how the Catholic Church does it with those priests, right?
Throw them around,
right. They move into different congregations. I wonder if like they just take how many kids go to this one? Mm-hmm. Okay, we can't send you here, Father Jimmy, but we'll send you to Antigua or wherever where, there's only like a few kids. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So scandalous. We could do a whole episode on the Catholic Church. Yeah. I hate to say it, I mean.
Oh my God, I'd love to.
Yeah, I know. I know. There it is, folks. I was just about to say, although that'd be a tough one because we're dealing with like molestation and terror. But before I could even get that out, I'd love to do that one. That'd be fun. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Next, I'm gonna continue.
All right.
From day one, he's been trying to push this family-oriented workplace. Our first family meeting was him explaining that this new concept and explaining that he's our father now. And his direct supervisor, his wife, is his wife. Thus, she is our mother. They're not married for real.
So he doesn't say daddy, he says father?
Father.
Because honestly, that'd be a whole different dynamic.
And he's like, who's your daddy, bitch?
Well, or just more like, hey, you work for me now. I'm your daddy. Yeah. Right? You work here.
No, he's our father.
Yeah, but I'm your father.
His supervisor is now his wife. He claims, or he's calling her like his work wife, and that's now their mother.
Mother, not mama. No, mother. Not mamacita.
And all the staff is their children.
Oh. Yeah. This is really, okay. Yeah. This is weird.
Then he went on to explain how we're going to be a big family, et cetera, and so forth. The other location he was at succeeded in doing this. He fired whoever didn't play along. For example, one of the people who didn't play along had a family emergency and needed to be out of town. The manager allowed him to have the weekend off only for him to come back and was told that he was fired for failing to show up to work for a week. This was also in writing, and he told the employee that he didn't care and he has to go. Brought this up to HR, and he flat out denied this and claimed that the note was fake and that he had never heard of him needing time off.
Damn.
I know. Turns out he has had several distinct handwriting styles. So back to my issue. When he was plopped on our hands, he tried to pull the same shit. It didn't really fly and received a lot of resistance. So slowly the younger people started leaving because they didn't want to deal with this shit. He screened all applicants for ones who are new to the country and hand selects them, trains them one-on-one, and convinces them that this is how workplaces work in North America. They now call him father because they think that it's normal here. They also never say no and always do what they're told, as the manager expects certain health and safety regulations to be ignored in order for him to look good and productivity is high. Myself, I'm not bending to this at all. This is also a part-time job for me, and I'm just there because of the extra income, and it's just not bad at all. When he came over, he brought me into a one-on-one meeting. Oh, how he loves those. And demanded that I quit my full-time job, which nearly pays double of what I get here, and go work there full-time and to be his right-hand man. Translation, I want someone to do my paperwork for me. When I declined, he immediately, like his next breath, cut my hours to the bare minimum of the company policy. He constantly belittles me whenever he can. He loves to call me useless when no one is within earshot. When I mean he calls me useless, it's in replacement of my name. I tried to bring it up to HR and he just denied it. I had a family member who passed away and I had to leave early to handle the problem. When I explained this to him at the beginning of the shift in front of the people, there was no problem. When it came for me to leave and no one was around, he belittled me again, calling me useless and saying that I'm being unprofessional for leaving early and how I need to stay, otherwise I'm letting down the rest of the family. Last week, we had a nice cold front blow in, and everything was negative 30 degrees Celsius. On the coldest day, I called in and explained to him that the subway was down and it was advised by the province to avoid going outside for long periods of time. I'm not spending 2 hours on surface routes to go anywhere. The next day, I was dragged into the office and he belittled me again and explained that the rest of the family was able to get into work. They drive, I don't, and how I have no excuse for not showing up. He didn't care that what was said and gave me a written warning for a no-show and warned me to never do that again. This is just the shit that pops up right now. I can go on for a long time explaining all the fucked up shit he's been pulling.
He already has gone on for a long time.
He said, but how can I do with the situation? That was it.
I understand.
Right, you're living someplace that's 30 below zero, and you have this crazy cult-like boss. I would just get in your car, brush up your resume.
Hopefully he has a passport.
Hell out of there.
Hopefully he has a passport.
Yeah, really.
So just two things really quick. First, I got to know how do you get your employees to never say no to you?
Because he's taking people who have come to this country and he's
Okay, hold on. Jennifer and Karina, I wasn't asking rhetorically. I mean, literally, I need you to explain to me how that works so that I can figure out how to never be told no again from any of my. Okay, sorry. Putting that aside, honestly, you want to know what Eric would do for real? I'd hire a fucking lawyer.
Oh.
No, I wouldn't quit. I would hire a lawyer. Do you know how much wrong? It doesn't matter if he's part-time or whatever. Do you know how many violations? Clearly, this is not in California with being 30 below and referred to as the province. Okay, so I don't know if he's in Canada or if he's in like Rhode Island area, wherever he's at. Okay, but I would absolutely, positively get a lawyer, and I would own that fucking company by the time I was done.
Yep.
Recruiting foreign nationals, making them refer to you and the others as father and mother, belittling. So name calling, cutting hours, all of if this guy were in California, I would take the case full contingency. No money up front. I'll advance all the costs. Okay, no problem.
I'll do it.
I'm serious. Okay, but I mean, clearly he doesn't, but I'm just saying, get a fucking lawyer, pal. There's nothing about what you described is legal in almost any state.
Yeah.
If he's in Canada, I can't speak Canadian law.
No, it has to be U.S. because these are taking off the U.S. subreddit.
Okay, so for sure that there's so much fucked up. I don't know what this guy's issue is. He sounds honestly a bit delusional, this manager.
I couldn't even imagine what I would
say. But the real question is, there was something in the beginning that said he's been transferred around.
Yeah.
Right? So clearly the main organization must know.
Yeah.
Or have an inkling. So the real question is, are they in on it all? Is he just like their messenger?
That's what I was thinking, because it's just the manager, but it sounds like
so they have like different fathers around there.
Yeah, it sounds like it's more of a company-wide problem.
Yeah, it's so weird though. Like, could you imagine if Eric was like, "No, everyone will now refer to Jennifer as mom." Oh, phone.
I'm pulling it out.
Yeah, that's weird.
I know. It's all of it is. I mean, but so I knew somebody that got a job with a court reporting company, and they were somewhere down in like Torrance or the South Bay.
Okay.
And it was also like this weird cult, and they had like words that only they used, like nattering. I remember that one for whatever reason, like stuck out. Like nattering meant like gossiping between employees. Like you don't allow nattering to happen, and like you got to do this way, and and they were pushing sort of their cult on their employees, but disguising it as, well, this is part of your job and we're paying, so it's not the most uncommon sort of thing. This sounds a bit more extreme, and it really sounds like very creepy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is mother, I'm father, you're my kids. Fuck that.
And getting like people who just got to the country.
Yeah, you know, if Eric worked there, like first I would get a lawyer, but then I'd be like, you know what? Let me show you who your father, like who your daddy really is. Fuck that.
Fuck a father. I'll show you who your daddy is. Bitch.
I'm just saying, like, and if I didn't care about the job,
yeah,
right, or whatever, like, yeah, there would be words, like, you know. But other than that, because it sounds like at least he gets a reasonably decent supplemental income, and he needs the money, so. Go ahead.
This is a second job too, like you said. So yeah. All right. Last one. Am I the asshole for not helping out my brother financially? My brother got involved with these religious nuts in high school through his girlfriend and his family. Got married the second he turned 18 and did this homestead lifestyle. Produced 9 kids. Wife never worked. And something went wrong with my brother's cult involving taxes, and now him and his wife need money and temporary housing because 11 people is a lot. I'm married and do okay for myself with no kids. We have a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath house. The other bedroom is my wife's work from home office. She's not a housewife, and if she makes a good bonus, she's making up 70% of our income for that year. We often take that money to travel, vacation, and do our own thing. Randomly, my brother wants to bring himself and half of his kids to our place. He brought the 4 oldest. He has kindly asked me to convert my wife's office into a bedroom for him and all his kids. He even sent me plans to show bunk beds. Obviously, I turned him down, saying my wife uses the office for work. My brother acts pissed and doesn't understand how a woman can work from home at that. And no, that doesn't mean cooking, cleaning, and popping out babies every year like his wife. Our parents died in 2020 and 2022, and being completely irresponsible because they also joined the same cult my brother was in and didn't believe in hospitals, so that's not an option for them either. Most of the extended family avoid him and his family, so he said that he has to find a home for him and the rest of his kids soon because the big bad wolf of a government stole his land and his house. I said no about moving in, so he asked for money and help with his back taxes to save his house, and he pointed out that I could go on one less vacation or one less music festival to help him out. I told him no because that's my wife's bonus money and she can use it however she wants, and helping out sexist cult members isn't high on her priority list. My brother got mad and said I was no family to him. A church member reached out to his family on his family's behalf and threatened me with hell for abandoning my brother, and I told him I wish I could be as a good brother as Cain, but I fear for the consequences. The church member was horrified at my comment, but I feel like the situation isn't my trouble or my responsibility. Am I the asshole here?
This reminds me of a different story we had in another episode where the person felt it was being guilted into helping the sibling that they didn't want to help.
Yeah.
I think the issue with circumstances like these is whenever you feel like you're being bullied into helping, you're gonna push back.
And it's not. I think this isn't even him helping. Like he was like, "Hey, make that bedroom for me."
Yeah,
and I'm gonna come live there.
Not just helping, but I'm gonna come live at your house. I'm gonna take your wife's bonus.
Your wife doesn't need to work from home. She can just be a stay-at-home mom.
Like, I'm just gonna be a parasite in your existence and take over your life.
It's sad. I mean, when I hear, in all seriousness, because again, me personally, I have a very close relationship with my brother. Yeah. It would be very, very upsetting to me if he fell into some weird kind of cult and then tried to, come at us and like this idea the big bad government took my house and those weird
and have his church threaten you.
Yeah, like the weird, like those nationalists that kind of like, the whole idea about government taxation. Mm-hmm. There's so much here. Is he the asshole? No. I mean, honestly, I don't have a ton to say about this. I don't even think he needed to justify by saying like it's his wife's work bonus money. Yeah. It doesn't fucking matter what it is. If he knows that this money is not going to actually go to save this person's house, or it's going to go to the church or the cult members or whatever, that's one thing. Mm-hmm. But so I don't think he's the asshole. But Eric, I would probably help, even though I'd be contrary.
You'd let him live with you?
I would. It's my brother. That's what I'm saying.
But you have a close relationship.
That's why I'm saying it's harder for me.
He doesn't.
Right. And that's why I'm saying it's harder for me to kind of identify with some of these questions.
Yeah.
I would take my brother in, no questions asked. I don't care what he did.
I do think he was an asshole for the Cain comment.
Yeah, fine. I mean, okay, fine. But I think, but I don't think so because he didn't say that to his brother. He said that to the church people that were calling to guilt him.
That's true.
So all he did was basically like throw it back at them like fuck. Yeah. That was a nicer way to say fuck off.
Yeah.
Right. Don't call me anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so I'm not super upset at that. I understand why he might have said that. And I'm sure he was put out when they called him and like, yo, you need to you're going to go to hell if you don't help your brother. Like, fuck you. You know?
His response was, I wish I could be such a good brother that I killed my brother.
Right. I should have killed him so that I wouldn't be in this mess with you. Right. So that's what I'm saying. I understand like the weird, and how it was meant to be like an off-put, like an off-color joke. But in all honesty, if you have any kind of close relation with your brother, and maybe use the opportunity to try to get him to see like how this is no good for him.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, is he the asshole? No.
Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up all the stories we have for today. If anyone you actually know, guys, it's in a cult, you know,
get him help.
Get him help. That's the best. You know, we can laugh and we can do all of that, but get them help. It's not their fault. So a couple quick things. So we're gonna have some cool future episodes. We were talking today about some of the other subject matter. One of the ones, we're not sure if it's gonna be next week, the week after, or in a couple of weeks, but we're gonna do famous financial criminals, like famous white collar crimes criminals, like, you know, idiots and celebrities that find themselves in all sorts of legal hot water. Yes.
And we talked at one point we were going to do like HOA horror stories.
Yes.
So I think we'll still probably pick up that one.
Yeah.
And we'll keep coming at you. Again, we're going to try to be on a regular schedule to the best we can.
If you guys have recommendations, you know,
hit us up, email us, you know, if there's a subject or a topic or an issue you want to hear about.
Mm-hmm.
And very, very pleased to say we're so close to 1,000 now.
I know.
It's you guys every week we're adding
show up, guys,
80, 90, 100. Yeah, we really appreciate it. You know, please give us the rating. And Karina, let them know where they can find us.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate the support. Remember, you can find us at the Bensama Confirm on Instagram, Bensama Confirm on Twitter and TikTok. You can visit our website at eblawfirm.us, and you can email us at info@eblawfirm.us. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye. Hi ho. Bye. Bye ho. Bye ho.
Say no to cults, kids.